Yo, what up? What up? Shabab bab babadoo dwa. That means I got no problem. What up, man? Where's my finish line? It is Wednesday night, and a few minutes late. Apologies. Had to make a couple phone calls. Had to get myself correct, and also my stomach felt the need to purge, so I'm late. Sorry, but I think today is I had some pressing things. Well, no. Let me be correct when I say this. I had no pressing things today. Looking at my list of just things I wanted to say and potentially do or talk over, and none of them really like grabbed me for today. So we're just gonna do thoughts and stories. Got a lot of thoughts. Got a lot of stories. I owe y'all a story too about the lady that identified as Butch. So please don't hit me with the slander for slurs. She called herself that. And I want to share that after I briefly speak on, I guess, what we are still calling cancel culture, right? Here's my thing about cancel culture. Does it truly work? I'm going to say not for the people that were already invested in said person, product, entity, what have you. Okay. Obviously, big story going on with the baby right now, right? And I seen like words from Elton John and Dua Lipa, and their stance are taken on it, and they're right to feel however they feel. And yes, what he did say was out of pocket. It sounded super crazy. However, as I sit back and I watch not only this story, but many other stories in the past, I always think about how when, these collaborations in the music industry happen, why they happen. And usually it's a money grab, to just spare the suspense. It's a money grab. And a lot of these artists who don't know each other, who don't like each other, they just know that, oh, I'm bigger than you, or you're bigger than me, or we're just as hot, so we should collab. And with that, interesting collaborations take place, but all it takes is for that maybe one person to see how the other person is, and then all of a sudden, like, they're out. And I get it. But call me crazy, but I just don't believe that Dua Lipa and the baby have the same audience. So I'm not sure how well canceling him is going to work. Not messing with him because you don't like what he had to say, perfectly fine. But the act of canceling, I don't know. I just don't think that's a real thing for people that were already invested in whoever the person being canceled is. But enough about that. This is where's my finish line. And we are going to talk about much cooler things than that. Thoughts today. Oh, I'm listening. I listening to him on repeat. F it. What up, Gilbert? Yeah, man. And you know what? And that's the thing. I don't think like a person like yourself is gonna let Dua Lipa stop you from listening to him. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't think that's a real thing, because you probably don't listen to her at all. And yeah, right is right, wrong is wrong, and a lot of right and wrong things happen every day. And we all gonna make decisions to be around the people that we want to be around or not be around because of their behaviors, choices of words, and what have you. And everybody's right to feel the way that they feel, but Elton John didn't move the needle for me. He just didn't. Other thoughts. Let's talk about other thoughts, man. I had thoughts about how powerful self-education is, especially in this world where universities are obviously overpriced. People are not looking to your standard institutes of higher learning as a method of getting that higher education and that leg up that they used to, like in the, I'll say, late 90s, 2000s for sure. I know that a lot of even just business things that I've learned or just retained have come from YouTube channels like Earn Your Leisure and Gary V, Mark Cuban, Mr. Wonderful, Kevin O'Leary, not to be confused with Paul Orndorff, the wrestling legend. Okay. I think a lot of those guys, men and women, because obviously the whole entire cast of Shark Tank and Mel Robbins and was it Tim Robbins, the ET the Hip Hop Preacher? If I didn't mention them before, Gary V. A lot of these guys, men and women, have been educating us all on business and education and financial responsibility. And they're even doing some things that probably some of us never learned in school in the first place. And it inspired me after actually watching this episode of Impact Theory with Tom Bilyeu and Wallow 267. And he was when he was saying that he went to the YouTube University and he went to Google University, and how that helped him become the marketer and the businessman that he is today. And it really got me to thinking about different avenues that I've been trying to pursue, and been trying to pursue them the quote right way. Be it like doing it through like a certain type of standard education, when really, as I was researching and just retaining my information and writing things down and typing things out today, I was like, man, I don't need to go to a school, because not only have I been kind of doing this thing, I've also got this information and know how to innovate on my own. So why would I then pay $20,000, $30,000 maybe for like courses to get a piece of paper that says it, when I could really just put in the work, do some real time experimenting, and make it happen on my own? Now, just because you don't have a diploma doesn't mean that you don't need an education. You need to be educated on certain things, and you need to be very knowledgeable about whatever you're getting into. It's just that I think now more than ever, we all see that going to a school or an institute of higher learning is not the end all be all way. You can do it with just any, I should say with just not any, but just with hustle and the mindset that you're going to put in the work. And I think that's remarkable. And salute to everybody that is self-taught doing anything, I never went to school for, quote, journalism, but I like when other journalists tell me that I'm a journalist, or when other writers, see the things that I've done and the work that I've put in, and they say like, you should join the National Black Journalists, you know what I'm saying? Authors, journalists. I totally butchered it. I'm sorry. I apologize. So as you can see, I didn't do that yet, but it would probably be a good idea if I did. And that's been the main thought at the front of my mind today. Just the aspect of doing for self and putting in the work, and your mindset ending up getting you in places that taking the test or enrolling in a certain course just may not. And I think it's very important that we all remain very active and keep trying to look for information for the things that we say that we really want to do with our lives, because you'll never stop learning. You should never stop learning. And if for some reason you do, then you should be very worried. You should be worried about being stagnant and not truly getting any new information or any new type of just information to enhance your life, evolve your circumstance, push you to the next level. You should always have something, learning something or doing something. If you can't every day, for sure every week, that you should be retaining to just make you greater and make you better. I think that's super important. So now that I got a couple thoughts out the way, let's start with stories. Let's start with a story. I have a story here. I don't remember when, and that's good. But not too long ago, a woman came into the store, and I've been working retail often enough. I'm just used to interacting with people enough to where I just know when like someone is, I'll say, making it clear the stance that their lifestyle is. Okay. Because some people are overtly deep in their lifestyle, whatever it is. I never have a problem with that. So this young lady comes in, and she asks to pick up her items, and she says she has more items that she needs to have altered, right? And she, for first, what I didn't like is how she was questioning if I could do the job that she walked in for, because she didn't really know what I do or knew what I did. She kept making it seem like it was a unbelievable task to mark her for a certain alteration, or pin her garment up the way she wanted. And I'm sitting here like, what? Like, put your outfit on. Like, don't worry about me. I know what I can do and what I will do. You need to concern yourself with putting your garment on so it can get handled by our tailors once I mark it up. Right. And she goes to the dressing room, puts on this pair of sweatpants, and then she comes out. Now, two things are running through my mind here. One was, didn't expect you to want to wear something like this. All right. And two, wow, she has a big old booty to be like this woman that obviously doesn't like men. All right. Not her fault, just something I thought. Just quick observation. Anyway, she gets into the mirror, and she's like, so see, now look, I want these to look like sexy. And it threw me off because I was sitting here like, okay, well, they are fitted already, miss, but they're sweatpants. So you want them tighter than this? She was like, yeah, like I need them tight, like around my ass and my legs, because I want them to look sexy, like I'm butch, but God has been letting me know all week that I'm a woman. And that was an interesting just thought process, an interesting concept to me. Because you're identifying as butch, and no disrespect, but she kind of had like a muscular face. You know what I'm saying? Her hair was cold, though. I will say her hair was cold. Like she had like the like the style that I don't want to say like Rasta N-words, but she had that RNS look. You know what I'm saying? And her hair was kind of long, but she was identifying as butch. And but she was like thick and wanted to look sexy, and it totally like threw me off. Like I wasn't even sure what to do as I got these pins in my hand, and I'm like, okay, but like you came in here with like jorts and a t-shirt, but now you want to like, I guess like embrace your femininity, which is fine. You can do that. That's cool with me. And then, but she was so like picky, like all of a sudden, and when she said this very line that God has been reminding me every week, I'm a woman. I was so intrigued, and I was hoping that she would keep talking. But little did I know, all I had to do was keep marking her for these outfits, because she bought like in this green one piece and 2 pair of sweatpants. So as I mark her for the sweats, I'm like, okay. And I made them as tight as possible, because that's exactly what she wanted. She was like, yeah, see, like this, see, this will make me feel sexy and look sexy. I was like, all right, cool. Well, do your thing. I'll be right here. I'll be back. And then I think I called her sir on accident when she came out with the green one piece on, right? But she was like, no, it's like, she's like, it's cool, like I'm butch. But she was like, but see, now look, see this, like, I need to have like my titties out, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, oh, okay. Well, she's like, so yeah, you gotta take this like all in, like on the sides and in the back, because the item was just too big. You know what I mean? Like sometimes people come in for alterations and just stuff be like just too big, and you just need to buy a size smaller, which I think would have helped her out. But we way past that, and she needs this for like later in the week. So when she's doing it, I'm pinning her up, and then and she was like, yeah. She was like, I was like, ma'am, well, this is the deal. You have like, she's like, I know, I got like some big old titties. I was like, okay, all right, cool. Like, you said it, not me. I don't feel as offended. She was like, yeah. She was like, you know what, man? She was like, I've been trying to just put on all these different outfits and show different looks, and it's just been, she's like, it's been so difficult, man, because my hips and my breast and things of that nature, and she was just like, man, God is just constantly reminding me this week that I'm a woman. I was like, well, no matter what you like, you still should want to feel sexy, or feel how you feel, and at the end of the day, you're always a woman. I can look at you and tell that your lifestyle choice doesn't have to define you. You still are a woman. And then that parlayed into like, you know what? Yeah, you're right. Thank you. She was like, you're really sweet. Are you married? I was like, I was. She was like, oh, what happened? I'm like, oh, let's not talk about all that. And then, but I will say, to fast forward and talk about the parts that I want to talk about. We had a very in-depth and cool conversation about the aspect of finding your person. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously, we both like women, so we could totally identify with that. 1 second, please. We totally identified with the aspect of liking women, being with women, being intimate with women. And we both shared a very similar story about our last relationship versus our current relationship. And she said she was with somebody for 5 years, and it just never seemed to like click like this new relationship that she's in now. And she said she's been in about like a year, I think maybe 2, something like that. And we were just kind of comparing notes into why our previous relationships ended. And I was like, yeah, man, 9 years versus 9 months, man. It's been crazy. Like, it's so refreshing to have someone that is immediately on the same page and just open to conversation and communication with you, right? And she was like, yeah, because like, she was like, I thought I was so in love with this person, but we spent 5 years, and it was like we could just never seem to get it right. We could never get on the same page to do what I felt we needed to do to grow together. And now this person I'm with now, like, we already, she in school right now, and we trying to buy a house together, and we got like similar life goals, and it's she was like, it's just refreshing, and it's quick. Like, she was like, it just don't it seemed like it's not real. And I responded with, it's crazy how the realest loves of your life don't really take that much time. It doesn't take that much effort. You have you can meet someone and it's trying to make it work, and that kind of seems painful. That kind of that gives you the doubts, that gives you the worry, and that gives you a lot of the what ifs and uncertainties. And then you can move on to another relationship, and then everything that you were asking for happens without conversation. So the lady agreed, and we kind of like vibed out for a minute on that, and it was so interesting seeing that this woman that identified again as butch, and she wanted to and she was still looking for the same kind of love that I was looking for, and in the midst of us doing these alterations for her items, we it spirals into this conversation about the truest or greatest loves of your life. So that was interesting to me. And she ended up being really cool. She was really nice, and she was all in my business. You know what I'm saying? So I returned, got into hers as much as I wanted to, because at my heart, I'm a guy. I don't like gossip. I'm not really here for all the tomfoolery and all that nonsense. Like, I'm straight on all of that. But it was cool to get a woman's perspective that's kind of like not the norm, and we were sharing the same struggle of past relationship versus current relationship. I thought it was pretty cool. Where's my finish line? Nothing but thoughts and stories today. I had no. Usually I have a pressing topic that I want to bring to you guys, and I just didn't have it today. I'm just in a very just zen state, if you will. Like, everything is pretty cool. I'm excited about taking Layla to this basketball camp tomorrow. We're gonna leave tomorrow morning. I hope she wakes up and she is on time, because I love her to be on time, and I hope she really gets what she needs out of this camp. I am I don't know how to effectively push her into giving her all into basketball if that's what she wants to do. Like, I don't want to be like Tiger Woods' dad. You know what I mean? Like, but if that's what she needs, like, I want to be that for her. So if any of you parents that are also like coaches, or just if you're a coach of your children, or if you encourage your children to help them out with their athletic endeavors or artistic endeavors, like, let me know, because I'm not really sure how to press, because she's 10, she's going to be 11 next month, and this is the age where basketball gets very serious. And if she really wants to do it, I want to make sure that we are supportive of her and she's really getting the most out of it. But at the same time, I don't want to go so hard that she either hates it and resents us, or she fizzles out and she doesn't even get through the end of the year before she like just hates basketball in general. I'm not sure what is the correct pressure to apply in this instance. So whenever you guys watch this video, if you have tips on, just being a supportive parent for your child in sports, I'd love to hear it. I'm always here for the education. I'm always here for the feedback and the information, because Layla likes a lot of things. And I personally think that she's leaning towards painting and art, because that seems to be her thing a lot. But she says she wants to play basketball and piano. I can't get her to play softball, even though I think she'd be really good at softball, even better than she expect. But at the same time, I will say, she gave me such a great excuse as to why. Well, she gave me such a great reason. It's not even an excuse. She gave me a great reason why she did not want to play. She was like, "I'm not playing in the heat, Daddy. I'm not doing it." And it was like 95 degrees today. So I totally get it. Like, It's hot down here, and sometimes it'd be humid in the mug. But the wind, like a light wind, makes it better. Of course, the periods of rain make it better, but that's a lot to overcome in the heat. So I'm not mad at her at all for that. Where's my finish line? Nothing but thoughts and stories today. Do I have another story? I might save it. We're almost at the 30-minute mark, and I don't want to take up too much more of y'all time. Another thought. I'm thinking that being a millionaire is the most selfless thing that you can do with your life and time. Why? Because if you are a millionaire, you are able to help so many people. Like, you ever get to thinking that maybe it's super selfish to be broke, you know? And the idea of it being super selfish to be broke for this reason, because when you're broke, you can't even help yourself. When you're rich, you can help a whole generation of people. If you're wealthy, you can help a whole generation of people. So it's almost rude, disrespectful, and selfish to be a broke human being. And I know people will look at it as a large scale about, the government and feeding off the government, eating off the government, whatever they want to say. Yeah. I get that. But more as in just a man in the mirror moment, right? Rest in peace, Michael Jackson. A very eye-opening man in the mirror moment. And I think it was inspired by Grant Cardone, I want to say. But I totally felt him. And it even made me think about it again today. And I didn't watch any of his content this entire week or last week, I don't believe. But man, I'm starting to really come around to his ideology of being broke is the most selfish thing you can do, because if you want to take care of your parents, or you have siblings, or you have a spouse and you have children, why would you not want to put them in the most comfortable state to be able to do whatever they wanted, to be able to have these moments where they can do anything and they have enough resources because you put yourself in a position to provide in abundance? Why would you not want to do that? Why would you not want to make life easier for them than it was for you? So yeah, think about that. Here, sit on that thought for a minute. Being broke is the most rude and selfish thing that you can do. Right? Think about that, and we'll talk about it at a later time. Man, I had another thought at the front of my mind, and I think I lost it while I was deep diving into that one. So I apologize. This is still where's my finish line as we think about things to get us more progressive in life and in time. And man, I wish I could think of this last thought, but I cannot. So listen, I'm going to give you guys some jewelry. Now I'm going to get out of here. I got to get some sleep because this camp will start pretty early in the morning tomorrow. And again, got to make sure my pumpkin is on time. So let's get right to the jewelry if we can. Got a couple new ones, and I think an old one that I just forgot about. Okay. So first piece of jewelry for today, man. If you can't eat, don't beat. All right, fellas, get yourself together. If you can't eat, don't beat. Okay. Strangers will always appreciate your hustle more than your friends. It's bittersweet, man, but that's a reality. You know what I'm saying? The strangers in your life will always appreciate you more than your friends. Okay. And last but not least, anything you want to do to a woman is heterosexual. All right. Never forget those things. Where's my finish line? Thank you for tuning in. We got real content on deck next time. But sometimes it's just nice to get certain thoughts and stories out of your mind so you can keep moving. You guys have an amazing night. And until next time, you know it's always love.